Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the August 2022 reading for the zodiac sign of Cancer. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages that I receive, as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. I do, however, recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you this month. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified of future videos. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump in and get started. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close, so last few weeks or month. Column number 2, we're going to take just a general look at August. We're going to do a money column, a love column, and in the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from a future self or spirit guides. We're also going to do 3 yes or no questions, a healing crystal, and a healing note for you. But let's go ahead and see here. Starting off with a summary card, again for what's wrapping up and coming to a close, we have the card Connection. Connection's a good card. This is about being connected to yourself, being connected to those around you, being connected to the world. We'd like to see the connection card. Sometimes it's really easy to get caught up in things and get disconnected. So I like to see that you had a connected last few weeks or month, Cancer. But let's see what cards come in under this one. Let's see what messages we have for you. The first card we have is the Judgment card. The Judgment card is one of those cards, Cancer, that's always favorable for you. This is a card of clarity, a final decision. This is something that aligns you with your life's purpose as well. So I do think you had to make a decision in these last few weeks, but your connectiveness is really beneficial, as well as this clarity that you had. So this is a really well-educated, well-informed decision. The next card that we have is the Page of Wands. This indicates a new project, some sort of new creative idea, some sort of new opportunity for you. I do think that this decision likely is what's prompting this new action. And at the bottom here we have the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is a great money card. It's a card of luxury, self-sufficiency, financial gain. This is a card of solo pleasures though as well. So this could be going out, taking a day to yourself, going out enjoying yourself with your friends, but it indicates that kind of alone time almost. But let's see what other messages we have here. The first clarifying card we have is the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is a card of self-imposed restrictions or isolation. If you look at this card, this person is blindfolded, their arms are bound down, but there's all these swords stuck into the ground, so they can very easily kind of wiggle themselves back and cut themselves free. I think with this clarity, it's something that was maybe there, but it's something you didn't see as soon as you would have liked to. What matters though is you got the clarity. Again, it just feels delayed, or maybe you weren't seeing the signs, or maybe you weren't interpreting the information provided correctly. So it took a little bit longer to get to that moment of clarity. The next card that we have is the Emperor. The Emperor is a card of respect, leadership, strategic planning. It's a very long-term type card. So whatever this new opportunity, this new idea, this new action, it seems very promising long-term, like it's something that's beneficial for you to pursue. So excited to see that there. Then at the bottom here we have the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is a card of love. It's very romantic love, partnership, proposal, marriage. For whatever reason though, and I know that's not what I just explained, Cancer, this does feel very much so like friendship. So again, I really feel like some of you went out and truly enjoyed yourself and enjoyed your friends recently, which is nice to see in these last few weeks. It was you time, but it wasn't necessarily alone you time, if that makes sense. But moving on to our next column here, we're going to take a look at just in general what's coming for August. We have the card Listen. This card is pretty literal, pretty direct. Do make sure that you are listening going into the month of August. There's going to be information kind of swirling all around you, lots of information at you coming to you quickly. So do make sure you take the time to listen. It's also one of those good reminders. This is like a listen before you talk kind of thing. So I wouldn't really take a lot of hasty action going into the month of August without really being clear and hearing all that's going on. But let's see what other messages we get here. The first card that we have is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a very traditional, very conventional card. It's a card of conformity. I'm getting that this month isn't really the month to try and shake things up. I wouldn't try and make any hasty schedule changes, diet changes, financial changes. This month, I don't know that there will be waiting, but it just feels slower for you. And that's not a bad thing. Sometimes it's nice to slow down and breathe and listen and stay connected like you've been. There seems to be no hurry going into August. So I do feel like this is going to be kind of a very traditional month, and this is going to be what the months usually look like for you. Again, I just don't see it being a real shakeup or major changes happening this month. The next card that we have is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is a very self-sufficient card. It's also very honest. Again, communication, collaboration, those things are coming in very, very important this month. But again, it's about listening before we communicate. So do keep that in mind. By all means, do be honest, but make sure that, again, you're taking in all the information, hearing everything that you need to hear. But communication seems to be key there with that Queen of Swords. Then we have the Knight of Swords as well. If you take a look at this card, both the horse and rider are moving very, very quickly on this card. And typically this means that there's fast action. I feel like there is going to be a change that happens this month, but it's going to happen so slowly that you're not even going to know it. So again, this is like lifestyle changes. So you're making lifestyle changes, but it's not like your typical fast-paced horse and rider, very quick overnight type action. Again, it just seems to kind of creep up on you almost, and it will be a positive change, definitely this lifestyle change. But it's almost like a slow-formed habit versus something that we've picked up. Again, one of those things you might not even notice it had happened. Looking at our clarifying cards, we do have all major arcana cards clarifying, so big clarifying messages. The first card that we have is the Hangman. If you look at this card, this person's quite literally hanging there by their foot, and it's stagnant. This is waiting for more information. This is waiting for something else. Again, listening is so important this month. This is waiting to move forward until you have all of the information. So do keep that in mind. This also, again, is just stagnant though. It's slow moving. The Hangman doesn't indicate a lot of action. And I was saying with this month, I don't know if there will be any major shifts or changes, but that's, again, not a bad thing. But it does kind of feel like a typical month for you, Cancer. The next card that we have is the Hermit card. The Hermit card is a card of going within for clarity. If you look at this light here, that light is the light that's within you. If something doesn't feel good, doesn't feel right, is bothering you, you definitely do need to communicate it. Again, that Queen of Swords being communication, and the Hermit is saying we only do things that feel good for us, or we should only be doing things that feel good for us and are moving us forward. So don't hesitate to communicate, but again, listening before communicating will be very beneficial. And at the bottom here, we have the Judgment card. The Judgment card is one of those cards that's always favorable for you, Cancer. And clarity is coming from this. This is, again, putting you on your life's path. This is almost like, I keep saying, this slowly formed habit this month. We don't even know it's happening, but it's one of these things that's putting us on our life path. It's one of those major lifestyle changes, but it's not necessarily a prompt one. It's very slow and progressive, it feels like. Now moving on, we're going to take a look at anything related to money. So think job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have. Really anything related to money. The first card that we have here is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is a card of low feelings. This is loss, regret, grief. In general, I'm not sure that you're feeling very happy with your job, Cancer. We're going to take a closer look at this, but there does seem to be some sort of low feelings around work or money. The next card that we have is the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is a card of news coming in. You are going to get sprinkles of information this month, it seems like. Little bits and pieces of all these things, so do make sure that you're listening. But definitely information coming in. The next card that we have is the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is a card of mastering your craft, enjoying your employment. This is the work smarter, not harder card. But this is definitely an indicator of how hard you're working. And the reason why I like the Eight of Pentacles so much is this is then you reaping the benefits of your hard work. I feel like some of you may feel like your work isn't being appreciated. Maybe your hard work isn't paying off. I would stay with it though, because again, even though you're feeling that way, we are seeing that your hard work is paying off at work. It seems like there's going to be some sort of new information. This could possibly be recognition too with the Eight of Wands. There's some sort of news. Let's see what other information I can give you here. The first card that we have is the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords looks a little gloomy, I realize. They're faced away from us, their heads are hanging down. There's a bunch of swords stuck into the boat, but this is a card of transition. And well, of course, we want to transition away from this point of not feeling very good. With the Five of Cups, you're just not loving it. You're not really into it. It's not making you happy. So it's nice to see a card like the Six of Swords that's indicating that we're going to move forward. And with the Six of Swords, the boat is moving forward in a positive direction. So we like to see the Six of Swords, especially on a card where we're not feeling very good. This can also be a card of travel or relocating, so keep that in mind as well. We also have the Tower card. And the Tower card is a card of unwanted change. This is something that needs to happen, but it doesn't happen the way we want it to. This is like, we want A, B, C, but D, E, F happens. So it's that kind of energy. In the case of the news coming in, it might not be news that you particularly are fond of, but again, it's going to have a good benefit. It doesn't really impact or change. It may not be, again, exactly what you wanted to hear, Cancer, but it's not taking away from the fact that you're working hard and you're going to be reaping the benefits of it, but it's just, again, not exactly what you were hoping for. Then at the bottom here, we have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is a card of theft, betrayal, dishonesty. You see this person picking up their swords and kind of moving forward. This could be very well so those Five of Cup feelings. Maybe you feel like there was something that happened at work that was dishonest, or you almost feel betrayed, like maybe you were promised a job, or somebody said, yeah, I'll cover your shift for you, and they didn't cover it for you. But it doesn't change the fact, again, of the hard work that you're putting in and the hard work that's moving you forward. Now moving on, we are going to take a look at anything related to love. So think family, friends, relationship, children, whatever you associate with love, Cancer. Our first card is the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is a card of worry. It does have lots of different meanings, but worry is the main one. There's something that you're worried about. Some of you could be worried about your kid or worried about a family member. We're going to clarify this, of course, but I'm getting a sense of worry of something that's going on. The next card that we have is the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is a card of rivalry, challenges, obstacles. It seems like it's kind of a bumpy road on the love front. I don't see relationships ending or anything like that, but they are challenging and you are definitely worried about them. The Five of Wands, they don't fight with swords, they just fight with wands. So again, it's not major, but it's not the smooth road. It's kind of a bumpy road going forward. So there's like little bumps happening and things that you're worried about. At the bottom, we have the Justice card. The Justice card is one of those cards that is always beneficial for you though, Cancer. This is a card of cause and effect, win-win solutions. This is a great card for legal matters, contracts, matters of the court. So if you have any of that related to love, children, family, friends, that's going to indicate a good outcome. But in general, this is kind of like this is what you put in and this is what you're going to get out. So again, continuing to just put in the effort, push through, it's going to have a positive outcome. Again, it's that cause and effect type energy. Let's clarify this column and see what other messages we have here. At the top, we have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is a card of reflecting. I feel like you're looking back on an event, and perhaps that's what's causing the worry. It's like, oh, are we going to have this same struggle, or are we going to have this same issue? There seems to be some reflection that's causing worry. This can also be a card of gifts, and I do feel like you can show your appreciation or show your love. I'm not saying it has to come in a form of gift like flowers or cake or money or anything of that sort, but it seems like expressing your love at this point in time is something that's good to do. It won't obviously prevent a conflict, I don't think, or anything like that, or the bumps in the road or the challenges you're going to have, but it's a good time to express love is the message that I'm getting here. The next card that we have is the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is a card of newness. It's active, it's new project, it's new creative idea. With this Page of Wands, it's interesting. It's like you're going to be taking a new approach. We were just talking that you were reflecting, you were worried about it. And interestingly enough, this reflection is actually moving you forward in a really positive way. It's like as this situation comes up, you now feel like you have different ways to handle things, different ways to cope, different ways to navigate the situation. So I like this energy. Again, there are things that just pop up. Life is not this perfectly flat, smooth road. Again, it's not like you're got 2 flat tires and going on a dirt road or anything like that, but there will be things this month. But again, it feels like there's new creative energy on how to handle what's going on. The next card that we have is the Star card. The Star card is a card of renewal, hope, inner clarity. These are all good things. I feel like at the end of this month, it may be a challenging month for love, but it's going to be a rewarding month for love. You're still going to be very hopeful in this relationship. There's going to be this renewal of love, a renewal of energy. I feel like there could be some recognition for you too. So the Star card, some of you could be feeling unappreciated, and somebody could be coming forward and like appreciating you and valuing you for all of the things that you do. Now let's take a look at our 5th and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guides. We have the card Formation. Something new is forming. We've already talked about this, and it's not like this is a shift or an instant transformation. It's not like the flipping the white switch on this month, but something new is forming. Let's see what other messages we have here. The first card that we have is the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is a card of self-imposed restrictions. We actually have this card, so we have it in both of our corners here. But this person is blindfolded, their arms are bound down, and all these swords are around them, so they can easily cut themselves free. This is almost a warning of be careful of your thoughts. Don't let your thoughts limit yourself. Don't let your actions limit yourself. I would say very routine, stay on schedule this month. Again, I don't see any rapid changes coming, but again, this formation, this new thing is building. Make sure that you're not limiting yourself. The next card that we have is the World card. The World card is the last card in the Major Arcana. This is a card of completion. It's the world quite literally coming full circle. There will be an ending and something new beginning. Again, that new thing is already forming for you, Cancer. So just kind of keep chugging along there in that sense. But things are moving. The next card we have is the Hermit card. The Hermit card is about going within for clarity. Again, that light in the lantern being the light within yourself. And it's making sure that you're kind of on the right path. So do have those check-ins with yourself and say, does this feel right? Is this what I want? Am I limiting myself even from going where I want to go? But let's see, clarifying this last row. We have all Major Arcana clarifiers again. That's happened twice now for us. We have the Death card. Again, we know that this transformation is forming. Again, using our Formation card, we know that it's brewing. We know this growth is coming. Do what you can to make sure that you are not restricting yourself from this formation, from this growth. The next card we have is the Empress. The Empress is a card of creation and abundance. I love to see this. So we have one chapter closing with the World card, and we're entering into this very abundant place. this place where we have the ability to create. This thing that's forming is really, really wonderful, Cancer. And at the bottom we have the Strength card. The Strength card and the Hermit are a nice pairing together. The Strength card is a card of self-love, self-respect. You should be checking in with yourself, like I said, with the Hermit. And is this something I would do if I love myself? Is this something I would do if I respect myself? And again, it's all about doing those things that feel good for you. Now at this time, Cancer, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use our Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. But for question number 1, we have the 5 of Hearts. This is the number 2 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2 is the 8 of Spades. This is number 32 card. That's going to be a yes. And question number 3, we have the 6 of Spades, which is the number 29 card. That's going to be a no. So we have yes, yes, no for you, Cancer. We're also going to pull a card from our Healing Stones deck, which is a crystal to keep with you through the month of August. Your crystal this month is Fire Opal, which is good for passion. It helps you stay spontaneous. This is like the firecracker, firework crystal. It's very cheerful, very creative, very passionate. And last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. Your Healing Note says, however you change through this journey, you will always be my inspiration. You will always be you. Thank you so much, Cancer, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, subscriptions help me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post future videos. If you feel inclined, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you again, Cancer, and have a wonderful August.